Oh yeah! What's up, Comfers? It's me, Comfy Rambles, here with a part two, and this is SEC edition of the record predictions, going through every single game for the entire college football season. It's almost here. We're very close to the actual start of college football season. I'm very excited. But today I am doing my SEC edition of record predictions, and let's get into this very quickly. First of all, before we get into it, subscribe to Comfy Rambles. If you like this video, you're gonna like almost everything I post, especially the shorts. These are amazing, amazing content. We're growing. We're growing, and I'm very excited to make this video. Anyway, let's get into it. We're starting off with week 0/week 1. We have some easy ones to pick. We have Missouri is going to beat Central Arkansas. If you saw the Big 12 video yesterday, I have Auburn losing to Baylor. This is a very big game here. Texas versus Ohio State. Give me Texas actually to beat Ohio State. I think Texas is in a very good situation, and I'm not even quite sure exactly who Ohio State's QB is. If I sound dumb right now, tell me that I should know the absolute fucking stud that Ohio State apparently has to some Ohio State fans. I think this is not a diss to Ohio State at all. I just think Texas is really good. Tennessee versus Syracuse. Syracuse is not going to be as good without Colin McCord, so give me Tennessee. I also I'm not quite sure exactly. I think Mississippi State's terrible. Give me Southern Miss. Moving on, I think Mississippi State is one of the worst teams overall in the country. Give me Southern Miss. Toledo versus Kentucky. Actually, give me Kentucky to win that game. Alabama versus Florida State. I know Nick Castellanos is talking some nasty stuff. I think Alabama is much improved. Give me Alabama to beat Florida State very easily. Marshall versus Georgia. I'm not even going to question, even though I like Marshall as a group of 5 team. Georgia's just a way better football team. Alabama A&M versus Arkansas. Easy. There's some of these games I'm not even going to really think about. Oklahoma, Texas A&M. I like UTSA, but Texas A&M is just better. Florida, easy. Vanderbilt, easy. This one's harder. LSU versus Clemson. I think this can be a very fun game, very close, very competitive. It's in Death Valley, the other Death Valley, the one that's in South Carolina. Give me LSU to actually win that game. I think LSU is one of the best teams in the country. Georgia State versus Ole Miss. Give me Ole Miss easy. And South Carolina versus Virginia Tech. Give me South Carolina. South Kakalaki, baby. They're going to be really good with Lenoris Sellers at QB. Moving on to week 2, we have easy picks. San Jose State's going to lose to Texas. Utah State's going to lose to Texas A&M. Kansas versus Missouri. I like Kansas a little bit, but give me Missouri to actually win that game in a rematch of a very classic rivalry between those teams. We have Austin, PA versus Georgia. Okay, some of these are going to be easy. Kentucky's going to lose to Ole Miss. Tennessee, easy. Florida, easy. Arkansas, easy. Some of these are not even questions. South Carolina, easy. Auburn, easy. LSU, easy. Arizona State, easy. And Mississippi State's going to lose that game. Michigan versus Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma can be better, but with Mateer at quarterback. But Michigan, I think, is also going to be well improved. Vanderbilt versus Virginia Tech. This one's actually in Virginia. Give me Virginia Tech to win that game against Vandy. And UL Monroe versus Alabama. It's not going to happen again. Give me Alabama to win that game. Moving on, we have week 3. Vanderbilt versus South Carolina. South Carolina's a better football team. Arkansas versus Ole Miss. Give me Ole Miss to win that game. Oklahoma versus Temple. Temple's one of the worst group of 5 teams in the country. Give me Oklahoma. Wisconsin versus Alabama. Again, sadly not in the very hype area where they have jump around playing, but give me Alabama to win that game regardless. South Alabama versus Auburn. Auburn's going to win that game. Georgia versus Tennessee. I'm not quite sure exactly. You know what? As of right now, I like Tennessee more. Don't know why. Georgia's going to be good, obviously, but I'm just picking Tennessee that one. Louisiana versus Missouri. Give me Missouri. UTEP versus Texas. Texas is having the easiest start of schedule except for Ohio State. Outside of Ohio State, they have a very easy schedule. A lot of cupcakes. Alcorn versus Mississippi State. Congratulations, Mississippi State. You get your first win and one of your only wins of the season. Florida versus LSU. Give me LSU, even though I think Florida's going to be really good next year. Texas A&M versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame's a better football team. Texas A&M is in the not terrible, but they're not as good as almost most teams in the SEC. And Eastern Michigan versus Kentucky. I think Kentucky's terrible, but I'm not big on Eastern Michigan at all. Who really is big on Eastern Michigan? Moving on, week 4, we have South Carolina versus Missouri. Give me South Carolina to win that game. Auburn versus Oklahoma. Give me Oklahoma to actually win that game. Tulane versus Ole Miss. I like Tulane, but give me Ole Miss. Florida versus Miami. I think this will be actually a Florida win in Miami. I like Florida a whole lot. Arkansas versus Memphis. I'm feeling it, man. Give me Memphis to actually win that game. UAB versus Tennessee. Give me Tennessee easy. Northern Illinois versus Mississippi State. Give me Mississippi State to actually win that game. Georgia State versus Vanderbilt. I don't think it's going to happen again where Georgia State beats Vanderbilt. Give me Vanderbilt in that one. Southeastern Louisiana versus LSU. Not even a question. Sam Houston, Texas. Not even a question. Moving on to week 5. We're making these quickly because some of these games that they have at the start of the game are easy picks, and that's not going to change. Tennessee's going to beat Mississippi State. UMass versus Missouri, not even a question. South Carolina versus Kentucky, not even a question. And Auburn versus Texas A&M. I think Auburn's not going to be as bad as they were last year, but I think Texas A&M is a pretty good football team, and it's in Kyle Field, so I'm giving them the win there. LSU versus Ole Miss. I like LSU a whole lot. Give me the win at Ole Miss. Notre Dame versus Arkansas. Notre Dame's still a really good football team, and they're going to be Arkansas. Utah State versus Vandy. Actually, give me Vandy to also win that game. Alabama versus Georgia. A rematch of, at this point, starting to become a classic rematch between these teams. Alabama's going to win that game in Georgia, though. In Sanford Stadium. We're on week 6, moving fast. Texas A&M's going to beat Mississippi State. Vanderbilt's not going to get the winning streak against Bama. Bama's going to win that game. Texas is going to have a very fun game against Florida, but actually give me Florida to win that in the swamp. Kentucky versus Georgia, give me Georgia easily. And Kent State versus Oklahoma, easily give me Oklahoma. It's not even a question. John Mateer is not going to lose to Kent State. Georgia versus Auburn, give me Georgia to win that game. South Carolina versus LSU, this one's going to be very fun, but actually give me LSU to win that. Florida versus Texas A&M, give me Florida to go in the Kyle Field and be a lesser Texas A&M team. Arkansas versus Tennessee, give me Tennessee to win that. Alabama versus Missouri, give me Alabama to win that game easily. Washington State against Ole Miss. Washington State no longer has Mateer. They're going to be relatively worse than they were last year. Give me Ole Miss. Oklahoma versus Texas, the Red River rivalry. Give me Texas to get grow their win streak against Oklahoma. Moving on, we have Missouri versus Auburn. Give me Auburn, actually, in this game. Oklahoma versus South Carolina. Give me South Carolina. Tennessee versus Alabama. I'm actually relatively high on Alabama this year, so give me Alabama. Texas A&M versus Arkansas. Give me Texas A&M. Mississippi State versus Florida. It's probably a beat down by 50 points. Ole Miss versus Georgia. Give me Georgia. Texas versus Kentucky. Not even a question. Give me Texas. And LSU versus Vanderbilt. Give me LSU. Easy. Moving on to week 9, we're going quick. Texas A&M versus LSU. I think LSU. You could probably see so far. I'm very high on LSU this year with Garrett Nussmeier. Texas versus Mississippi State. Easy. Give me Texas. Ole Miss versus Oklahoma. Give me Ole Miss actually in this game in Gaylord Stadium. Alabama versus South Carolina. Actually, give me South Carolina in this game. Clip this if you want. In a very low scoring game. Auburn versus Arkansas, give me Auburn in this game. Tennessee versus Kentucky, give me Tennessee. And Missouri versus Vanderbilt, give me Missouri. Moving on to week 10, we have Kentucky versus Auburn. Actually, give me Kentucky to win this game. The shocker. Mississippi State versus Arkansas easily. South Carolina versus Ole Miss. Actually, give me Ole Miss to win this one and make South Carolina fans very angry. Oklahoma versus Tennessee, give me Tennessee in this game. Vanderbilt versus Texas, give me Texas. And Georgia versus Florida in another rivalry game. Actually, give me... This one's hard, man, because I think both these two teams could go to the championship. This is difficult. Give me Georgia, actually, in this game. Give me Georgia to beat Florida in the swamp. Texas A&M versus Missouri. Give me Missouri to win that game. LSU versus Alabama. I think this could very well be the matchup in the SEC championship game. But give me Alabama, actually, in this game. Florida versus Kentucky. Give me Florida. Auburn versus Vanderbilt. Give me Auburn, actually. I'm sorry, Vanderbilt fans. There's not many of you, but I'm sorry about this. Georgia versus Mississippi State. Not even a question. And Citadel, Ole Miss. Give me Ole Miss. Moving on to week 12, we have Arkansas versus LSU. Give me LSU to get that win after that sad loss against Georgia. Mississippi State versus Missouri. Give me Missouri. South Carolina versus Texas A&M in Kyle Field. Give me South Carolina. Oklahoma versus Alabama. Give me Alabama in that game. Texas versus Georgia. Give me Texas to win that game. Moving on, we have Florida versus Ole Miss. Give me Florida to actually win that on the road. Tennessee Tech versus Kentucky. Kentucky, good job. You beat Tennessee Tech And New Mexico State versus Tennessee, not even a question. New Mexico State is borderline FCS. Tennessee, give me that Tennessee win. Now this is going to be very quick. Coastal Carolina, I think is a fun team, but give me South Carolina. They're a much better team. Tennessee versus Florida, you could actually think about Tennessee, Florida. Let's look at the records with these teams I have right now. Florida at 8-2 and Tennessee at 9-1. I'm sorry, Tennessee fans. I don't know if that's realistic, and I don't know if I actually believe that. Give me Florida to win in the swamp. Arkansas versus Texas. This is very interesting because you're starting to look at Texas and their overall record now. They're right now 9-1, sitting outside looking in of the SEC championship game. If I pick Arkansas to get the upset, they drop down from third all the way to sixth and gives Florida and South Carolina very open reign. But if I give Texas the win here, they're still sitting pretty. Instead of sitting pretty, they're actually jumps right to the top. They're 10-1 in that case. So right now, sadly, I have to be nice to Texas fans. I given you that win right now. You're 10-1. Kentucky versus Vanderbilt. Good job, Vanderbilt. You get a win against Kentucky. Missouri versus Oklahoma. Actually, give me Oklahoma to win that one against Missouri. Samford versus Texas A&M. Good job, Texas A&M. Charlotte versus Georgia. Good job, Georgia. Mercer versus Auburn. Good job, Auburn. Eastern Illinois versus Alabama. Good job, Alabama. Moving on to week 14, the last week of the season. Ole Miss versus Mississippi State, the Egg Bowl. Give me Ole Miss to win that game. Old-fashioned hate, one of my favorite names of a rivalry. I think Georgia Tech could actually get the win here, but I don't feel it. Give me Georgia to win that game against Georgia Tech. Texas A&M versus Texas, classic rivalry again, obviously. Still give me Texas to win that game. Alabama versus Auburn, the Iron Bowl. I would love the fact of Auburn winning, and I could actually see it when it's here, when it's in Jordan Hare. But give me Alabama to actually win that game and win in the Iron Bowl. LSU versus Oklahoma, give me LSU. Missouri versus Arkansas, give me Missouri. Florida State versus Florida. I think Florida State will be improved from last year, and they might even make a bowl game. But give me Florida; they're a much better football team overall. Vanderbilt versus Tennessee. Is this really even a rivalry? Really, the only thing that makes it a rivalry is that both of them are in Tennessee. Give me Tennessee though, nonetheless. I actually misclicked on Louisville, Kentucky. I still have Louisville winning that. And Clemson versus South Carolina. Rivalry also just because they're in South Carolina. This one's interesting. Give me Clemson actually to win that game against South Carolina and Lenore Sellers. So if my predictions is what happens, right now I have the big SEC championship game being Alabama versus Texas, both 11-1. Hold on, did I not choose a game for LSU? Oh, no, I did. Hold on, let me check something real quick. I might have made a mistake, everyone, when it comes to LSU. So now let me pick. There we go. I didn't pick LSU. For some reason, I don't. Yeah, LSU wins that game against Western Kentucky. I messed up. Okay, so there we go. I'm back. Okay. In that case, if what I chose is the game, is how it goes, I have Alabama versus LSU, both 11-1 in the SEC championship game. I think this would be very fun. And if I had to choose a team to actually win it, I would pick LSU to win the SEC championship game. So what I'm saying basically, I have LSU winning the SEC championship game, going to playoffs, and has a chance to win the national championship. Sorry, Texas fans, I had y'all excited for a little bit. So anyway, teams that go into a bowl game for the SEC in my predictions, I have Alabama, LSU, Texas, Florida, Tennessee, South Carolina, Georgia, Ole Miss, Mizzou, Texas A&M, Auburn, and teams that are in the dumps and sadly should just stop watching football at that point is Oklahoma, Vanderbilt, Kentucky, Arkansas, and Mississippi State. 2-10 Mississippi State. Wow, that's pathetic. But I truly believe they are possibly the worst power team in the country. But that's my predictions. If you disagree, if you agree or disagree, if you think it's the greatest list or the worst list of all time, put those in the comments below. Subscribe to Kumph-E'S Rambles. If you like this video, you will love the other videos I post every day, shorts every day. Anyway, that's about it. TCU is winning the national championship. That's about it. See ya.